Caribbean region. We are a population of 11 million inhabitants. But we are a unique nation. We all are Cubans. But at the same time, it is very important to know for us where we came from.
Yes, BOC.
And half of Cuban population came from Africa, came from West Africa, and of course came from Nigeria. So the presence of Yoruba traditions nowadays in my country is very, very strong. In such a way that for many Cubans that never have been in Nigeria, they believe that being in Nigeria is the same as being a Yoruba. The African slave in my country 2 centuries ago, and the Yoruba slave 2 centuries ago, managed themselves to preserve their traditions, preserving their religion. They were able to resist the suffering of the hard-working in plantation, in sugarcane plantation, preserving their culture, their traditions. They were in such way near to their land, near to their family, where they were taken by force. So they have to face also at the same time the imposition of Catholicism. To preserve these traditions, cultural and religious tradition, was not so easy. They have to resist the imposition of Catholicism. And that was the way in which syncretism was born, because they tried to identify in the Catholic image their origins. So, when, according to the colonialist view, they were praying to St. Peter's. In fact, they were praying to Chapel. So, Yoruba in Cuba nowadays is a very important religious expression, but at the same time it's also a very important expression in cultural expression that has very strong presence in music, in batacones. Recently, last year, a group of Cuban musicians visited the Yoruba. Fortunately, they didn't arrive to Gojo, but as far as I know, they have a master class of one of those, if not the most important, bata players and bata professors, which is Florida. They sing in ancient Yoruba. They continue singing nowadays in ancient Yoruba. And it's very, very impressive. Yoruba people don't recognize that 2 decades ago, there are people who have never been in Nigeria, never been in Yoruba, and they continue to preserve this language that his ancestors came. So, Yoruba traditions also are very, very present and has a very strong influence in general arts, paints, sculpture, etc. There is a very, very important Yoruba association in Cuba that is working to preserve and develop these traditions. And I'm sure I have to congratulate His Royal Highness develop bilateral cooperation to preserve and to develop in the Caribbean island and in Latin America in general the Yoruba cultures. So thanks very much for the invitation.
Excellent, sir. My name is Omide.
My name is Hugo Ramos. I am the Cuban ambassador to Nigeria.
Sir, you are here to witness what I regard as a Yoruba culture in my own understanding. What can you say about Yoruba culture?
Okay, well, first, it is a very high honor and a privilege for a Cuban to be in Yoruba land, to be in Oyo, to be in the premises of His Royal Majesty, the Alaafin of Oyo, and to be his guest. Because, as I was saying in my presentation, we are the biggest island in the Caribbean region. We are 11 million inhabitants. But the most important thing is that half of Cuban population came from Africa, came from West Africa, and of course, most of them came from Nigeria. And it cannot be in another way that they have a very huge representation of Yoruba people. They were sent by force to Cuba to work 2 centuries ago as a slave, and they made not only an important contribution to the richness of my country, but the most important thing to the nationality and to the culture. So nowadays, Yoruba traditions and Yoruba culture in Cuba is very, very strong, and it has a very important presence. And it doesn't matter if we came from a black family or a white family. It's a way of thinking, it's a philosophy of life, it's a culture in its widest expression. And there are very well-known white babalaos in Cuba, and Shango and Yemaya and Oshun has Cuban sons and daughters. It doesn't matter if they are white or blacks. They are daughters and they are sons. They are Cuban daughters and sons. But we all these came from this land, from this ancient culture, from these ancient traditions. So we are very proud and we are very happy to be here today representing my people. And as I expressed, I think that I have to congratulate His Royal Majesty for this conference, because I am sure that we are going to develop ways of bilateral cooperation to preserve this culture and to develop this culture. Thanks very much for this opportunity.
From your presentation, I can see that you are so familiar with Yoruba people in Cuba, both in Cuba and in Nigeria. What can you say, or advice do you have for the federal government in terms of promoting this culture, Yoruba culture?
Well, I think that this is a very good opportunity, no? We have a very good relations, bilateral relations with the federal government, with the Ministry of Culture. They invite last year a group of Cuban musicians that they play Yoruba music, Yoruba traditions. They dance. What they sing, what they play, what they dance is Yoruba traditions, and they were invited by the Ministry of Culture, Nigerian Ministry of Culture, the Federal Nigerian Culture, and also they were welcome here in Oshun. They visited Oyo, not officially, it was for a master class. I'm sure that they will come again this year, and I will do my best to bring them to Oyo also.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you. Thank you to you.